modern humans, they say 180,000 years ago. That's when she lived, the female ancestor. And so they'll say, with humans having a long history, should there be a lot or a few differences among modern humans today? A lot. So lots of time here means you've got to have lots of differences today. Eve was created 6,000 years ago, according to Scripture, which means there should be, by comparison, fewer mutations, fewer differences among the humans we see today. Well, we don't have to just stick to little arrows. We can actually put numbers to this. This rate has been measured. How do you measure the rate of change? You get a maternal lineage, grandma, mother, daughter, and measure how many changes happen each generation. Plug that number in, multiply it by 180,000 or by 6,000, and you'll get a number. And this is what it looks like. So 180,000 years times the number of changes that happen per generation. Evolution predicts that after 180,000 years, there should be 175 or so differences among us today. There's always variation with biological measurements, so these black bars represent the maximum possible range. It could be as low as 124, it could be as high as over 300. But it doesn't get anything beyond that. This is the average prediction. So the best case scenario for evolution, 124. The creation model, so again I use 10,000 years just for a round number to get an upper estimate, says that about 10 differences should accumulate after 10,000 years. There's again a range, 7 to 16. And here's the actual number of differences. This is a subsection of the sequence, but I'm comparing apples to apples here, so to speak. This is the actual number of differences, this green, supposed to be green-looking bar. And there's a range, again, depending on which part of the world you're looking at. So the point here is humans have very few differences today. That's exactly what the creation model predicts, and it's far too low for evolution to be true. Now, it's not just humans for which this story is true. There are 3 other species for which the rate of mitochondrial DNA change has been measured. So here's the predictions again. So evolutionists say these guys originated 7 million years ago. 7 million years of reproducing, of change, of reproducing, of DNA mistakes should give you, on average, 140,000 differences. Now I said the actual sequence is only about 16,000 letters long. What this means is these guys should have changed and mutated every single position in that sequence multiple times over. How are these poor little guys going to survive, let alone remain the same species? And a tiny little bit of differences into the creation model, 162 to 210. The actual number of differences among these guys on average is about 646. Now this difference doesn't bother me. Again, we made the assumption that all water fleas came from 2, which is probably not accurate. And this is a tiny difference compared to that difference. This is 1,000 times too high. That's a real problem for evolution. Well, let's do the same thing now for the fruit flies. So the evolutionists predict 20 million years, after 20 million years of change, 500,000 differences. Again, mutate all 16,000 positions multiple times over. The lowest they can predict is 98,000. And the actual number of differences is less than 2,000. There's a range here again, and it matches what the creation model predicts. So 98,000 is 100 times off, too much, from 150 to 2,000. Roundworms, you can probably guess the story. The actual number of differences is about 1,600, right within the range that the biblical model predicts. Evolution says they should have accumulated 2.5 million differences. These poor little guys having to endure all those mistakes. So this is way off.